is art defined by the creator being a human or by the impact it has on the people?
When AI gets to the point where like we see it as a collaborator and not like an adversary, we will appreciate it. AI is the biggest invention we've had since fire.
That's a very good statement.
Probably true.
In your specific field, right?
Find
out the tools that complement your work and then use them. Become the best at your field with that. People who are into tech, people who have gone to school to go and do engineering, people who have gone to school to go and do physics, then they'll go and say that 5G causes corona. Gosh. All right, guys, this episode is going to be probably my favorite of all time, or my favorite yet. But I am super excited for this episode. I have one of my absolute favorite tech content creators in the country.
Thank you.
He's amazing. If you know him, you know Charlie. He's one of the best to do it. And I'm glad to have him here in the studio. Shaun, Charlie, also.
I did, Charlie.
Good to have you in the studio.
Good to see you too, bro.
Wonderful. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I think we're both very interested in. I think that is something that is emerging in the space and everybody's talking about it now.
Yes.
I'm talking about AI, if you are not sure what we're talking about today. But today I'm going to talk about what people actually don't talk about when it comes to AI, because I feel like now in particular, people are just talking about ChatGPT, which is cool, but AI goes beyond ChatGPT, beyond what we just, replies and all, and then the image generation. It goes way beyond that, and I think we need to explore it further. I'm excited for this episode.
Me too.
Yeah,
so let's get into it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much. Let's just get into it. I'm Shaun Armah, and welcome to Tech Haven. So, Shaun.
Yeah, Charlie.
What do you know about AI so far? Like, what have you? I know you know a lot about it. You've talked about it on your channel a lot and everything. But what? Just put in simple terms for everybody to understand. What do you think AI is?
Of course, like it is so big and huge that it is very difficult to give a definition like straightforward. But for me, I think it is just we are trying to make computers smarter, right?
Yeah.
And what that means is that we need them to think like us. And so for them to think like us and generate answers or give things that will make us say that, oh yeah, Charlie, now the computer can work on its own, improve on its own, and then will help us while doing that. And so like in general, I see it like that AI, the point of it is that it's to model human intelligence, at least in the beginning, and then try and become better at thinking and help us solve problems that we have in society generally.
I think that's an actually excellent way to put it. It's artificial intelligence. Intelligence is something that was actually just a human thing, right? They would probably say that maybe dolphins are a little bit intelligent, like they'll do something smart, but the concept of intelligence has only been attributed to human beings, but now they're attributing it to computers, which for me is insane. When I was young, these things were only sci-fi, right? And now it's something that
we are seeing in real time, and it's.
I'm glad that ChatGPT exists for people to understand how crazy this is. Before ChatGPT, there was AI,
right?
But I think people didn't know about it. Like it didn't cross their mind.
It was in the background.
Yes, exactly. Like for instance, predictive text.
Yes.
You'll be typing and to suggest your words for you. It was so seamless that people didn't think about it and think that this is actually special. But now that, maybe before we get to that, why do you think ChatGPT in particular became like a big thing like that? Why do you think of all the AIs, it's ChatGPT that puts AI on the global map? And I know AI was there already, but ChatGPT was what made people bring their minds to the fact that AI is a special thing.
So, like, the generative aspect of it being an LLM and large language model, and the fact that we haven't seen anything like that before, right? So we could talk about the other things that were in the background, but ChatGPT was crazy when it happened. Was it 2020 or 2021?
Yeah, it was 2020, 2021.
Like if you think about it now, it has become like normal. But if you think about it, just you talking to a computer and the computer generates text for you. You want to write an essay, you tell them, and it was crazy for us back then. Because we didn't understand how it worked. It just looked like magic, which is what every technology when it comes up first is. And so I think that the novelty of that and people just saying, yo, Charlie, when our jobs they in trouble. That kind of vibe. Yeah, but it was just surprising, the novelty of it and just it being crazy.
ChatGPT, man. Look, I am sad a little bit, just a little bit, guys. Don't come for me, but I'm sad it didn't come when I was like in the middle of school, like my third year, when the courses started getting difficult. Cause Charlie, it has really changed the way what school is now. Yeah, it's really changed, and that's one of the things we want to start with. For instance, like in terms of education, like if we live in a world where AI is teaching, is being more of a teacher than a teacher is, in terms of like teaching you the material. Because now, yes, the teacher will give you broad overview, but you will have to go and sit down and learn it. But now you can sit at home and the AI can take you through step by step. You can ask questions, you can respond. So what is the role of a teacher then? Because for me, I feel like in the area of education is one aspect that is going to radically change when AI becomes a thing, right? Well, it's a thing, but when it becomes more involved in it. So what is a teacher's role?
Okay, so starting from the education thing, me personally, I think the education system is not what it needs to be right now. And there needs to be changes right now.
You mean in Ghana? Yes.
In Ghana, everywhere actually. But like, there needs to be changes right now, because even with computers coming in the first place, we didn't really adapt to them. We didn't. And then AI came along, and AI is just changing. So the way I see the education system is supposed to prepare us for the job market. And now, if you are learning in school, what I don't think you are preparing yourself for the job market, because those jobs are not going to exist when you are done. Especially if you are like a kid in class 6 right now and you are studying it, those jobs are not going to exist. And so the education system, we need to like take a hard look at it and change it. The role of a teacher, I think a teacher does more than teach children, right? There's definitely like impact. I remember teachers who told us stories in school that like I remember now, and I reflect on it, and I use those things to take decisions sometimes. Maybe it's in my subconscious somewhere, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like the teacher guides you, apart from learning and dada, but I think there will always be a place for someone like a role model or someone to lead you in studies to show you where to go, which is not only in education, but also in life. And so just having someone to look up to in that instance would work.
Okay, so just I don't want to cut you off too much, but it looks like you're saying that teacher's role is going to be like motivational speaker in terms of your life.
Well, not motivational speaker, but if you say like that, it's very like niche. But I think there will always be a space for humans to talk to humans and help them understand stuff. I don't think AI is going to take away like fully the teachers just away like that. Because I there's something human about just having a conversation with a human and them trying to explain to you from their perspective, which I think it will not fade away. It will not fade away. Education will become easier because AI will answer everything.
Yeah.
But the teacher will be needed to just give you nuanced stuff.
Yeah.
And just to like circle back to Ghana, I think for us, especially as Ghanaians, the teachers will stay a little bit longer because these models that we are going to use,
definitely,
these models we are using, they are not nuanced to us.
To us, yes, exactly.
So that I think, definitely.
You ask ChatGPT for a Ghanaian joke, and bro, all it can do is give a jollof joke.
Yeah, bro, exactly. I know
the context is missing. So I do agree. Yeah. I mean, I think the tech guys in our country and in our continent will probably make LLMs because the way it is, you just have to train it on a lot of data.
Yeah.
And I think we are now getting to a phase where Africans and Ghanaians are putting a lot of themselves online. Of their thoughts online. And
that's what we need.
Exactly. So, to get an LLM that would, LLM is like ChatGPT or something like that, an LLM that would understand our context and give us relevant answers, we need to have a lot of that content out there already.
Yes.
So if we want to get there, we would have to do a lot of work to put our information out there. And I think we're getting there. Small. There a lot more people are getting into online space. There are a lot of people are writing blogs and all those things. So I think with time we will get there.
Definitely.
But think about it. Before the ChatGPT thing, people were already saying that do you even need to go to school because of YouTube? Now, I do agree that YouTube has the human element because humans are the ones teaching it. But now, if, for instance, this whole content creation thing, I didn't go to school for it. I did want to at one point go and do my master's on it, but I wanted to just test myself out and see. And I've learned a lot just on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right. So now, if a lot can be learned on YouTube, and then a lot can be learned with ChatGPT, somebody can decide not to go to school, like to go and learn something.
Yes.
And then, so at that point, right, how is it? So you've mentioned that there's going to be the motivational element. How about if the person's parents or guardians does that for them? I'm just playing the devil's advocate right now.
Definitely, then it's cool. I think, yes, then they will, but I don't, see, I think the elements that I think are needed for children to grow up and children to learn, those things are going to exist. You need humans to talk to. You need this. For the role of the teacher in itself, it might fade away. It might. But that is in the case
the role
where,
of the teacher as it is now.
It will change. That's what I said in the beginning, that like the education system needs to be like really looked at.
Yeah.
Because the system we are working with now is not going to produce people who are going to be relevant in the job market. And so if all these things are happening at the same time, right? And we are trying to say, okay, we are changing the education system to make it fit what the world will look like in 10 years. Then the role of the teacher will change. I don't know what that would look like, but I think it needs to. It has to.
Yeah. I think with time, it's new, so we are now figuring out how exactly we could adjust the role.
Definitely.
Right. But it got me thinking about homework. The word homework, is it going to be homework anymore? Because again, at first, if anything, if you get to like JHS and your parents are not really learned, you go home and then you have to figure out how to solve your answers yourself. You might have textbook, but if the homework is not from a textbook, you have to figure it out yourself on how to solve it. But now I can just take a picture of my homework, upload it to ChatGPT, or there's another one that's called Gauze AI or something, some Gauze AI, and it can just give you the answer. Yeah. So now, are you really learning? Like, so is homework just going to fade away? Like the idea of homework, are students going to have integrity so much that they'll be like, I can let ChatGPT do my homework for you, but I'm not going to do it? Like,
nah, bro. It's not gonna happen. Come on. If I had this in school, please, I'll be using it.
I mean, look, I was not a stubborn boy, right? But there was one point in my life where I hated homework. I never did homework at home.
Homework is trash.
I'll come and do it early in the morning.
Charlie,
see, if you're watching me and I'm your role model, please don't do it. It's very bad. I got punished for it.
Homework the ball.
But yeah, I feel like the whole idea of homework is going to change. And even, I don't know, like class tests or maybe assignments that require internet to do. I don't know. It's just the whole education, as you said, it just needs to be. I don't know how, but I think with time we figure.
And like, obviously, like I don't like talking about politics, but at the end of the day, it ends up like it is up to the government to sit down and have a conversation and be like,
exactly,
yo. And this is not just in Ghana, like the whole world. We need to have a conversation about this. Yeah. The education, I'm very passionate about it because it's like this thing, the education system we are using right now was modeled like a while ago, and things have changed. But we haven't changed it yet. But with AI, it is even more crazy, and so we need to be paying attention. This needs to be a conversation today. We need to have a conversation about it.
I think I want to take as an example of calculator. When a calculator came, right, AI tools AI is just a tool at the moment, right? Some people argue that AI will make the next generation dumb, but I always try to pull their attention to the fact that calculators came. Calculators made us stop thinking about the mundane task of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And then we started thinking about the bigger picture, the approach into combining numbers, the approach into solving a problem. So it elevated our mindset in terms of like math and calculation.
There was a better foundation.
Exactly. So now, if everything is mundane, what is the next step? Do you get what I mean? Because calculators made the general operations of math simpler, right? And so it started making us think above and beyond just the calculations. But now, AI is doing everything that we know today, right? The mundane task that we've accumulated over the years. what is the next? What elevation? What's the next elevation we're going to get to in terms of like? Do you get what I mean? Like,
yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So like part of the question I've been thinking about a long time. I think the human species is good enough to adapt.
Yeah.
I think we are going to adapt, but also I think like the thing with AI is it is from ideation to execution. AI is cutting a lot of that space.
Yeah.
And so it means that a 14-year-old kid in their backyard who has an idea of an app or something that they want to bring to life, they can just do this and it comes, right? Even if it is not perfect, they see their idea like coming into fruition, and that like it gives them confidence that okay, cool. If this is what I can do, this is what I can do more. This is what I can do. This is what I can do.
And it's going to get better at doing the final executed product.
And so I think more ideas will come to life. People will be even more creative now because of just the tools that they have available. And it's just going to be fun.
I think creativity is one of the things that would elevate. And I know artists will say that ChatGPT, but honestly, ChatGPT, just AI in general would come for them. It will make their work feel inferior. But I truly believe that it would elevate your creativity. Because now you know that if you have to create something, it just doesn't have to be something that
generic.
Yes, generic.
Because AI knows generic.
Exactly. Yeah. So you think outside the box so I can create something that even if people know it's AI, it's like, whoa, I didn't think about this. Exactly. This is pretty cool. Something like that. For instance, one of the first things that when AI, the image generation thing came, it was talking about the fact that, wow.
We are still on education. I know.
Yeah. So one of the things that when AI came, it was a chair shaped like a pear. When I saw that, I was like, you know what? I wouldn't have thought of something like that, but that looks cool. So now I know I can create a building that looks like spaghetti. At least I can visualize it.
Yeah.
And that elevated form of creativity is what I'm actually looking forward to. I'm hoping people can understand that you shouldn't just hate it.
No.
You can if you don't adapt, there's
the market will chew
exactly. You become like Nokia, and you just leave the market before you just die.
The farmers who didn't buy tractors, where are they? Exactly. You have to adapt. Like you don't have a choice
because the world is not waiting for you, right? So you have to adapt
you have to
keep up with the Joneses.
Yes, adapt.
But so I saw a prompt, right? And when I saw it, I was like, this is interesting. Somebody was saying that is art defined by the creator being a human or by the impact it has on the people? Or another way you can say it is, should we judge art based on its emotional and aesthetic effect, regardless of who or what created it? Now, when I saw this, it got me thinking about the fact that there was an AI that won an art competition. There was some news some time back that an AI won some art competition. And people were angry, right? And I was thinking about the fact that the AI art won because it met a certain criteria. It won because the judges didn't know, right? But when they saw it, they were like, "Wow, this is good art." So without the context, they saw that it was good art, right? But when the context came into the light, then it became terrible.
Yeah.
So is that fair? Is that fair to say that the fact that a human was not directly in contact with the art because that didn't exist, the art is not good because it won the award. So it means it was good
meant
art.
Something.
Yes, it meant something. So is art and creativity, is it good just because it's a human physical touch, or is good because of the emotional impact it has on us when we see it?
Yeah. Okay. So so this is the first time in the human species that this has happened.
Yeah.
Where like something means something to us, but we don't know. Like it's not a human that it's the first time. So it's new to us. And so obviously we are going to oppose it.
Yeah.
Right? But I think, art is very context dependent. If I see a drawing of like just like a pencil mark recently there was a banana with some tape on it. I don't know whether it's true or not, but there was a banana with some tape on it. And then like if I look at something like that, I say,
but somebody somewhere will be like,
this is good. And part of why that person will feel like that is when I think, Van Gogh created that,
bro. Please.
You are then with the context, the art all of a sudden,
it
becomes,
makes it look
you know,
like yeah.
So I think generally, if I had to pick one, I would say it is definitely like the meaning it has to us. That is what makes us like see art. That is what makes art, right? But I also think there's a space for where human, just seeing that someone puts in the work to create something makes it like it makes it valuable. Like if I see a video, a very, very good video that is edited well, color grading, everything is good, I appreciate it because a human sat down and worked on it.
But
you know, sometimes I'm just saying they could.
Okay.
It's not binary. They could exist together.
Because I always say that someone sat to think about the fact that let me create this with AI. It's AI doesn't just sit down and create something.
Mm-mm.
Somebody sat down to create the AI, right? And so it's not devoid of the human touch when art is created by AI.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe the human didn't learn the skill of stroking the brush.
Yes.
He didn't learn the concept of complementary colors, right?
Mm.
But he came up with a good idea.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of good things that are because of good ideas. Now the execution is what AI has come to take. So I was very conflicted for a number of weeks. I was like, why?
I'm still conflicted. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You can't,
because
these questions.
It's one.
Yeah.
If you close your eyes to who did it, and then you see the art, it won. If you watch a movie, and nobody told you that the movie was created by AI, right? And you don't have any content, and you watch it,
and it's nice,
and you cry, and you laugh, and you enjoy it.
That's good art.
And, exactly, it should be good art.
Yeah,
because art is supposed to have that impact on you.
Yeah,
it's not going to be null and void once you know that it's created by AI. You know, a human uses AI to create it. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think we should evolve our
thinking.
Yes, our thinking to AI.
And I think it's just time, right?
We
haven't. That's what I'm saying. This is the first time something like this is happening. Mm-hmm. So it's a shock, and we have to be like, we have to. But it will take time. It will take time. When we finally get to, like, when AI gets to the point where like we see it as a collaborator and not like an adversary.
Yeah,
we will appreciate it. And
how long do you think it take us to get there?
Yeah, it's growing so fast. I think, okay, so human adaptation, I think it will take longer. But the AI itself, the technology itself, 5 years, 10 years, bro. It's way too... Bro, you see the graphs?
True. It's exponentially getting better. It's one of the things that it's not like it's gradual. No.
Exponentially.
Bro, the Will Smith video. Mm-hmm. Now, if you see what it can do,
exactly,
it's absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. Like, just within a couple of 2 years, like space of 2 years, it's just absolutely insane, right? Better. Yeah. So just before we wrap up, I want to talk about what are the jobs, the actual jobs that AI is going to replace. We know that people say that yes, AI won't take anybody's job, but please, let's be serious.
Yeah,
it's going to take some people. Like if I was a boss, see, that's why I feel like when I see you, you're putting the company first. The company's progress is what you are all for, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, you love the people in it, but ultimately the company would come first, right? And if you can save a lot of money by using tools, and then why not? Because think about it. When manufacturing became a thing, right? Then they bought industrial tools and everything. They had to lay off some people.
Yes,
people complained, right? I feel like it's just one of the things that's going to happen again, where people are going to complain, but it's going to make people now start to elevate their education status and then learn more.
We are going to be fine. That's the answer to it. Like people are just panicking. Like, what are you doing? You will find something to do. Everybody, and like AI. So the jobs that it's going to take. Repetitive stuff. Just repetitive. Numbers.
Anything that just like any junior level something.
Yes.
I was telling my friend here that customer service is going to take, and he was so adamant that it's not going to happen. And I was saying that I understand why he said that, right? If he was telling me that people get annoyed when people text and then they see that it's not a human being that is replying, they get annoyed, right? I don't care, bro. If the AI is able to,
and the thing is, they are getting so good that you won't.
Google's thing that was Google's AI one that is not out yet, but when you can take a call for you and reserve something for you. See how good it was saying. And laughing and giggling, and
Yeah.
And honestly, even if it's a robot voice and it does what
It does.
what
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
But I think people are afraid of new technology. See when
It's
AI,
normal.
yes. See when
It's-
AI and 5G, when COVID and 5G was there. This is one of the things that's best because I saw scientists. I saw people
5G
who
they
are,
caused COVID. How?
yeah, I saw
Come on, bro.
people who are into tech.
Mm-hmm.
People who have gone to school
Yeah.
to go and do engineering.
Yeah.
People who have gone to school to go and do physics.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll go and say that
5G.
5G causes corona.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Really? Yeah, Charlie. Yeah.
It was for me, but when I read about it, apparently it's just one of those things that humans always have.
Mm-hmm.
When light bulbs came, apparently, when they created light bulbs, people were saying that it's going against nature. And if you read it, it's quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Quite an interesting read.
Yeah.
But people were saying that it goes against God's creation of the earth.
There's always pushback.
Yeah. That the nighttime is supposed to be dark.
Yeah.
Bro, you were using candles then. You didn't think that it was bright enough, but
Yeah.
light bulbs is where you draw the line.
Yeah.
You know. So I just think that new tech is always something that people are just hesitant to jump on.
Yeah, but I like to think of it more optimistic. Like I like to be more optimistic. I think before computers were around, people had jobs. When computers came, they took it away. And then they found new jobs. There's the same thing that's going to happen. I think AI is one of the biggest things after happened. So I heard someone say that AI is the biggest invention we've had since fire, which is probably true. But like, probably
that's
true.
a very bold statement.
Yes, probably true.
Yeah.
But like, I think, yes, we are going to survive. We are going to find work to do. Mm-hmm. And I think our work is going to be even more fulfilling because you know that you don't have to go to a 9 to 5, go and sit and always be typing this or be moving this number. I think we will find work that is more fulfilling. And it will even be better in that sense. Like if everything should go right, we'll be fine.
I think people should just look, I understand it's scary, right? Yes, this is the next light bulb. This is the next whatever. But look, the truth is that if you don't jump on the train, it's not evil, right? If you don't jump on the train and it goes and leaves you, bro, you work extra hard
to catch up. Yeah.
All the people now, all the 50-year-olds and the 40-year-olds now that said when computers came around, they said they'll still use physical files and all those things. Right now, they are forcing themselves. The CEOs that are in their 60s, they are forcing themselves to use emails. Yeah. They're forcing themselves to use smartphones. They're probably using some of the biggest smartphones here, right? Because they realize that, look, if they don't jump on, they would be left behind. And honestly, I don't want that if you are watching us, means you're adding to our views. Yeah. I don't want you to be part of those people, right? Yeah. Look, just read about it. Find out the tools in the AI space that complement your work and then learn it. Get ahead of the curve. Right now, in what I do, bro, I use AI every single day.
Very important.
And initially, there's some of my clients that will probably be like, if I didn't tell them, they would have said, oh, no. But when I do the work and I'm able to deliver it fast, I'm like, wow, I want to keep you. Then they want to find out how I'm able to get the work faster than their previous person who was a much bigger company. I'm like, oh, I have these tools. I said, really? And I tell them about it. I'm like, yeah. But you see, in as much as they now know about the tools, they're still not going to. They're going to leave it with me because I am the expert in my field and I know how to utilize these apps to the fullest. Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. In your specific field, right? Find out the tools that complement your work and then use them. Become the best at your field with that. Because again, I'm not an architect, right? But I'm never going. I'm not. Yes, maybe I can use AI to design my space. Wow, that's our timer. Yes, I can probably design my house or my interior design with AI.
Have an idea at least.
But I'll still go back to whoever would actually execute it. Yeah. Do it. And that person will be able to use the proper tools in his respective field to make it better. Yeah. So again, that's my advice right now. If you're in a field and there are AI tools that help your field, bro, don't slack. Your grandmother will get on it and get ahead of you and get employed in her retirement before you. Jump on the bandwagon. Yeah. if you're not sure, find out from your tech. There's always one tech guy in every family. If you are fortunate and unfortunate,
actually,
if you are fortunate and unfortunate to be that guy, just ask a person. The person might know one or two tools. I mean, we have Shaun here who sometimes does videos on the tools are DLP, the CA. In Ghana, we just put all of them there. Just watch their videos. They talk about so many tools that are available for you to use, right? So, Shaun, what are your final statements
about AI?
About AI and then the whole thing. Yeah.
I think I've talked a lot about education today. So I think just as Manuel said, guys, time to go. Technology is growing. We need to continue like improving ourselves. And so again, jump on the bandwagon, learn, continue to improve, work with AI, and just be better, because that is the point of the human experience. To be better at whatever we choose to do. So just improve and we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine.
Just improve, Shaun said. Charlie, it's so good to have you here, man. I wish we could have had this conversation for longer, but I mean, you'll see. Next time we'll probably delve deeper into some specific. No, I mean, we didn't talk about how it affects agriculture. We didn't talk about how it affects health,
which is a big thing
for me, right? Look, the next time probably when we do that, we have to get an actual doctor who has experience in the tools that are available for the medical field, because I feel like for AI, health is one of the things that drastically
100x,
because AI, I don't want to go too deep into it, but like AI is about patterns, right? And a lot of the medical
human's
field,
bodily functions,
it's about patterns. The reason why they're able to tell you that you have malaria is because 1 billion people have had this exact same pattern. And then they diagnosed that was malaria. Even if finding the drug, they've realized that a pattern of these particular ingredients had this effect on the human body, right? So
in health,
it's
man,
probably one of the things I'm
so optimistic about. Like, recently, was it amino acids or proteins or what?
So I saw something like that.
A lot of the pattern, bro, it's crazy. It's going to be amazing. I think guys, just open your heart, bro. We are going to live for 200 years when these things are like
I'm so excited. Man. For the health one, look, I'll get an actual doctor for that one.
We'll talk about it.
And I just want to if the doctor is not on board, I want to try and convince the doctor here, and then see whether he can be able to because he probably knows the field more, so he'll be able to have a vision of how how broad it is.
Definitely.
Sure, Charlie, I'm so excited that we had this conversation.
Charlie, thank you.
Thank you. All right then. So guys, if you've not subscribed to the channel, look, they're going to be having more of these. I am so excited that we started here. So subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed it, I mean, if you didn't enjoy it, and
just like and go, it's free.
It's
free. It doesn't change anything,
It doesn't. But you can also follow Shaun's page. Awesome kid. As I said, guy, he's one of my favorite creators in the country.
Thank you.
Follow his page. I'll put it in the description. And then you can follow him as well. But
talk later.
Like, subscribe, comment, do the usual. And I'll see you next time. Share with friends and family. And let's build a tech-based Africa together. We'll see you next time. Bye.